Do you know how many times the Athenians attempted to build a grand temple in the Acropolis? Have you ever wondered why the Parthenon was built at that specific location? Do you know where the entrance of the temple was and what material they used to create the architectural members of the temple? What temple near the Acropolis has many similarities to the Parthenon? This video will answer all these interesting questions. But first, let me present some general information about the most famous ancient Greek temple. The erection of the Parthenon was part of a large public investment program that was envisioned and largely implemented by Pericles. The Propylaea, the Parthenon with the Chryselephantine statue of Athena Parthenos, and the Telesterion in Elefsis are just some of the projects of his investment plan. Pericles and his vision are remembered by giving his name to the entire 5th century BC, the Golden Age of Pericles. The Athenians began the construction of the Parthenon in 447 BC and completed it in just 9 years at 438 BC. The temple was made in honor of the goddess Athena Parthenos, as she was the protector of the city of Athens. The epithet Parthenos in Greek means virgin. So the Parthenon was the temple of the virgin goddess Athena. The sculptural decorations were completed in 432 BC. The architects of the temple were two. Ectinus, who built the temple of Apollo in Phigalia, a unique Doric peripteral temple full of innovations, and Callicrates, known for the construction of the small Ionic temple dedicated to the victorious goddess Athena, Temple of Athena Nike, at the west side of Acropolis. Some researchers believe that Callicrates was also the architect of the Erechtheion. The sculptor Phidias had responsibility for the decoration and supervision of the entire project. Orientation. When someone crosses the Propylaea, the first thing he sees is the Parthenon. Most people believe that they are seeing the entrance of the temple. In fact, they are seeing the backside of the temple. The monumental gate of Acropolis, the Propylaea, is facing to the west. However, the entrance of the Parthenon, as in most ancient Greek temples, is oriented to the east and its backside is oriented to the west. It is widely known that ancient Greek temples, with few exceptions, followed this orientation. This is not accidental. According to Plato, the sun symbolized the good, the beginning of motion, and from the east flowed all the divine powers to the world of the humans. In simple words, the ancient Greeks believed that the light coming from the east was the result of divine forces. So having the entrance of the temple facing east, the sun bathed the temple with its rays and charged it with divine powers. The first temple to Athena Parthenos. The location chosen to build the Parthenon was not accidental. At the place where the Parthenon now stands, a temple of Athena was erected. Archaeologists named this temple the primary Parthenon. The decision to construct it was made during the Solon incumbency in the early 6th century BC, when Peisistratos was the ruler of Athens. Peisistratos was a tyrant of ancient Athens, between 561 and 527 BC. His unification of Attica, along with economic and cultural improvements, laid the groundwork for the later preeminence of Athens in ancient Greece. His legacy lies primarily in his institution of the Panathenaic festival, historically assigned the date of 566 BC. Peisistratos funded many religious and artistic programs, in order to improve the economy and spread the wealth among the citizens of Athens. In his time, the epics of Homer, Iliad and Odyssey were written, and the first large temple of the goddess Athena, the primary Parthenon, was built. It is considered to have been dedicated to Athena Parthenos, as the Parthenon was. Its other name, Hecatompedon, which means a building 100 feet long, is known from an inscription that refers to the spatial organization of the Acropolis sanctuary. The primary Parthenon was a Doric peripteral temple made of limestone. The term Doric refers to the architectural order first appeared in the 8th century BC in the city-states of the Peloponnese. It was an architectural order characterized by simplicity, austerity, and heavy analogies. The platform of a Doric temple has 3 layers, called crypta. The Doric columns have no base, their flutes end in shard ridges, and they bear a simple capital, that according to the ancient architect and historian Vitruvius, had masculine proportions. The entablature of Doric temples consists of 3 parts. The architrave is the marble beam that rests directly on the capitals. The triglyphs are 3 elongated vertically marble flutes between the metopes. Finally, the metopes are rectangular plaques with reliefs placed between the triglyphs. The term peripteral refers to the arrangement of the columns of the temple. A peripteral temple had columns on all 4 sides of the building, creating a 4-sided arcade that is called peristasis or peristyle. The sculptural decoration of the primary Parthenon was rich. The metopes were made of marble imported from Paros, an island of the Aegean, the most important quarry in the 6th century BC. It had life-size sculptures on the triangular spaces of the roof at each narrow side. These spaces are called pediments. The west pediment depicted lions and other animals, and the east, a divine struggle between Athena and Zeus. An architectural feature, 1.3 meters high called frieze, appeared for the first time above the narrow sides of the temple's wall, depicting a procession. Archaeologists and historians believe that many aspects of the primary Parthenon are reflected in the classical Parthenon. Let's discover the 3 phases up to the beginning of the construction work of the Parthenon. Phase 1, Pre-Parthenon 1. With the death of Peisistratos around 510 BC, and the establishment of democracy by Cleisthenes, the construction of a new temple with dimensions 31.39 meters in width and 76.82 meters in length, began. Owing to its large size, its construction required the demolition of the primary Parthenon as well as other buildings. Only the first layers of its foundation were completed. The researchers named this unfinished temple Pre-Parthenon 1. Phase 2, Pre-Parthenon 2. After the Battle of Marathon in 490 BC, there was a change in the plans and it was decided to build a smaller temple with dimensions of 23.53 meters in width and 66.94 meters in length. Only the marble pieces from the lower layers of the walls and the lower parts of the columns were completed. The researchers named this unfinished temple Pre-Parthenon 2. Phase 3, the Parthenon. Finally, the construction of the classical Parthenon began in 447 BC. The Athenians used part of the foundation of the Pre-Parthenon too and parts of the columns that had already been constructed. The architects decided to build the Parthenon using exclusively marble, making this temple the first marble temple in Acropolis. They used Pentelic marble from the Pentelicus quarry. The quality of this marble exceeded all the other known quarries, even that of Pericles. The Pentelic marble is a translucent fine-grained marble having whiteness and luminance that is only found in high-quality marble. It was characterized by a soft texture that made it ideal for hand processing. In addition, the special internal structure and composition of the material along with its behavior in tension and in compression gave it unique mechanical properties. The Parthenon remained virtually untouched from its completion in 432 BC until 1687 AD and the bombardment of the Acropolis by Francesco Morosini during the Morean War. Since the first day of completion, even conquerors of the city of Athens had respected and honored the monument. One shining example arose with Alexander the Great after his victory over the Persians at the Granicus River. Alexander sent a dedicatory inscription along with 300 gold shields to adorn the architrave of the Parthenon. The holes in the architrave where the shields are hanged are still distinguishable. Amongst all of the ancient Greek monuments, their enduring strength is best seen in the Temple of Hephaestus in the Agora. This temple is also a Doric peripteral temple made of Pentelic marble with an Ionic frieze upon the prosthesis of each narrow side. It is about the same age as the Parthenon and is still preserved in very good condition. In fact, it is the best preserved ancient Greek temple. It is known as the Little Parthenon. This video is part of the interactive book The Parthenon in 3D. Download this useful and modern book to learn about the history, the architecture, the sculptural decoration, and the looting of the monument. Did you like this video? Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to support our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell to get a notification every time a new video is added.